For the past 6 months, I've been working with my Mustang, Weaver. During that time, I've gotten her more comfortable with being touched, having her feet trimmed, being saddled, and so on. And we're finally at the point where I can begin riding her, but there are definitely a few boxes that we need to check first. Weaver is a very flighty horse. She does well for the most part, but if she gets scared, she's taken off like a bat out of hell. So, knowing this about her, I'm going to take extra time desensitizing and trying to mimic the feelings of a rider the best that I can. I don't want her to feel surprised when I do get on, and also for her to know that even when things are scary or feel weird, she can stay calm and rely on me for guidance. And also, putting in this prep work lets me know where she's at, and I can keep taking the steps necessary to make sure that she is safe to ride. So to start off, I just put my chinks around the saddle. This is getting her used to something being on her sides and flapping around a bit. And I like that the chinks are a little bit heavier, so they're not going to flap too much. So I'm just kind of letting her go around here. She got a little bit worried, so I'm kind of shortening up the circle. Gonna kind of move those haunches over. Good. Good girl. Disengaging that hind end. And then when she's feeling better, we're gonna go ahead and move out on a little bit bigger circle. Encourage her to keep moving forward. She kind of wants to stop because she's a little unsure, but that's no big deal. We're maintaining a constant line of communication, and anytime that she's feeling some sort of way, I'm going to go ahead and respond, because those are the moments when she needs my guidance. And then when she's feeling good, I'm going to go ahead and let her be. So I'm encouraging her forward quite a bit, putting on a little bit more pressure than I normally would, but I'm feeling anytime she's about to break the trot and go into a walk, or she's a little uncertain if she should keep trotting, that's when I'm going to go ahead and put pressure on. And we're going to do a little switcheroo, always working them in both directions. Good, and she's going around quite nice. I have her going on a little bit smaller of a circle. Once she gets more comfortable, I would put her on a longer lunge line. But for now, this just allows for a little bit more control, and I never want to leave her to her own devices, where she can just run around and have to sort things out on her own. Because if I allowed her to do that, then she probably wouldn't sort it out or use her brain in the way that I want her to. So as you can see, I went ahead and put the chaps just on one side of her. This obviously creates a little bit more weight, it's hanging down a little bit lower, and flapping a bit more. Again, working in both directions. It might be a little bit more scary for her when the chinks are on the outside, just because if she's turning inwards, then her eye can't see them as well. But it's really good practice for them to get used to feeling something and not being able to see it. Because when we ride, they can feel us, but they can't always see us that well. Paying attention to her eyes, just close attention to how she's feeling, and bringing her on a slightly smaller circle, getting a little bit more contact with her. Good, and she's a little uncertain. I'm going to go ahead and keep encouraging her forward. Alright, now we'll switch these to the other side. Starting off in a smaller circle, disengaging that hind end. And then moving her up into a trot. Kind of get her going here. Good. And that's quite nice. She feels pretty relaxed here. Ask for a little bit more speed from her because she's kind of pokey. Good, and then we'll see how she feels about that being on her outside. Good. Good girl, that's pretty good. And again, moving her up into a trot. She's pretty relaxed about this, so happy to see that. Again, responding to every single little concern that she might have. Mustangs are incredibly sensitive horses, so I have to pay super close attention to her. If I don't pick up on her subtle communications right away, then she's going to feel the need to escalate because she feels that I'm not listening, and that's when we're going to run into problems. So, always paying close attention. Just going to do a little flappy here, see how she feels about that. A little nervous on this side, that's alright, we'll work on it. Okay, she did pretty well with the chinks, so we're going to up the stakes a bit and see how she feels about a tarp attached to the saddle. I have put a whole tarp over her back before, so she's not completely unfamiliar with them. Alright, she needs a little bit of encouragement to get moving. There we go. She's not overly concerned about it. She can have that inside eye on it. She got a little bit concerned there, but I'm just going to go ahead and keep encouraging her forward. Alright, switching it to the outside, see how she feels about that. So far so good, a little bit nervous. Good. A little pressure to keep moving forward. She's tracking nicely and looking good. I'm just gonna kind of let her be. I'm still encouraging her a little bit to keep going. And we're just gonna disengage that hind end. Good. Oh, she's such a good girl. And moving back up into the trot. Letting her move out in that circle a little bit. In these exercises, it's always good to increase your circle, decrease the circle, get them going in different speeds, faster, slower. I only ask horses to increase their speed when I feel that they are comfortable and confident. So with her today, I'm only asking for walk trot, and then next time I'm going to go ahead and ask her for a lope. So she did quite well with that. I'm going to go ahead and flip the tarp over to the other side and work her in both directions again. Starting off in that smaller circle, disengaging the hind end. The tarp's even blowing around a little bit, and she's doing really good about it. She's wanting to keep her inside eye on that tarp, so I'm just going to look to disengage the hind end a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and encourage her forward. And she said, I don't know about this. And I'm like, you're all right. Good. She got a little bit spooked there. No problem. Gonna go ahead and immediately ask her to disengage the hind end because she needs guidance here. She needs me to kind of tell her what to do. Good. Good. And see, she calmed right back down. And once I felt that she was in a good place again, we went ahead and went back up into the trot. Putting a bit more pressure on because, again, she's being a little pokey. She's not sure if she should keep going or not. So I'm going to say, yep, keep going, keep going. Good girl. That's nice. Keeping her on a smaller circle for more direct communication. And like I said, eventually she'll be able to move out more, have a longer lunge line, but I want her to be more comfortable before we do that. And once she gains confidence, I'll be able to back off a lot more, but right now she just needs a lot of encouragement, a lot of communication, because she's figuring it all out. Good. She's on a nice relaxed walk. She's licking her lips a little bit. Good girl. Sweet. Well, I think this is a good spot to end. I will see you guys in part 2. Make sure to subscribe if you want to keep following the journey of Weaver and I. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and if you try any of this with your horse, please comment and let me know how it goes.